Author's Log, 7th of April 2022. Big news today, as I've been hoping for. Dates for the probable release of the first 3 Imperium Space Mage books as audiobooks. It's been confirmed that Kevin T. Collins, who did the narration for Space Mage Chronicle and thus Thorn's voice, is also going to do Bud's voice. Midshipman Space Mage should be out on the 30th of August, Ensign Space Mage on the 27th of September, and Lieutenant Space Mage on the 1st of November. So, big news for all of those who are waiting. Obviously, Kevin Collins is busy for the next few months before they can actually get him started on this. But once he is, it should be roughly a month apart for the whole series, which is the whole 9 books. So really good news. I'm sure those of you who've been waiting for more audiobooks are going to be really happy to hear that. Just a reminder that Soldiers of Fortune releases on Saturday. So absolute last chance to get your pre-order in to download at midnight your time. The other thing I'm doing at the moment, I've done 2 sets of chapters for at the moment, is crossover. And the meow you can possibly hear in the background is my cat Chloe, who I haven't had for all that long, and she hasn't yet learnt to not interrupt me when I'm doing author logs. Anyway, I decided to do crossover as the next reading for me, and start off that series. And it's an interesting book because it's so diverse and weird, but it also actually brings up this very interesting possibility, if you like, for some of the ladies who might be watching this. As you may remember, Was That You is essentially a short story I wrote as a standalone, and then towards the end of Crossover I figured out a way of actually bringing it into the Hunter Imperium universe. And the way I did it was I had it viewing as like a movie while the team were actually watching it. Now, as far as the reading is concerned, if there's like a mother-daughter or sisters or a couple of females who would like to actually read that book chapter by chapter in separate files, then I should be able to actually use that as part of the actual reading of Crossover. So I'll just put all the parts together in the right order. But what I thought was that all it needs is just a series of 1-chapter Zoom readings with the 2 people showing, and then that will just intersperse 2 ladies reading, me reading, 2 ladies reading, me reading, etc., etc., and could make for an interesting book. If nobody's interested, that's fine, but if anybody is interested in that kind of thing, let me know and we'll discuss how to go about doing it. Which also brings up another interesting thing for anybody who might be interested. If you think you can do this a damn sight better than I can, which admittedly wouldn't be very hard, or you can bring a different slant to it with like your own artwork behind your own reading, or reading in costume, or whatever you think might be interesting, by all means talk to me about doing it, because I must admit I'm not the best reader in the world. I am making mistakes and tripping over things and what have you, and I'm not at all sure that I'm the best person to be doing this. But if somebody wants to have a lot of fun reading one of the books which I'm able to do on YouTube, even though there's basically no money in it for anybody, I'm quite happy to talk to anybody who would be interested in actually doing that sort of thing. I mean, it's a lot of work. There's a lot of hours involved. But we're not so much worried about the video quality as the sound quality, because I'm mainly intent on people being able to listen to these things rather than actually view them. But if somebody can actually do a really good viewable one, then what it might actually do is attract more people from YouTube into actually buying my books. And of course, anything that supports me for buying my books keeps me writing them. As I think I've said once or twice in various places, my only income is from what I make from selling my books. And book writing is a very up and down thing. You can never tell from month to month what your income is. I'm quite blessed with the level of fans that I have at the moment. I'm really, really happy with having all of you buying my books, and it quite amazes me at times how fast you read them sometimes. But I'm always one of the reasons for me doing the readings is that if I can, as I said in the intro for it, if I can monetize YouTube, as well as providing an audio track for the books that don't have an audio book, for people who want the audio, it's also potentially a means that I can actually get an audio income from the books that aren't made into an audio book. So anyway, the challenge is out there. If anybody is interested, let me know on Facebook or as a comment on the YouTube, and I'll talk you through what is needed to do it, what software I'm using, etc., 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 and we'll go from there. So that's all I had for this one. The new audiobook news is good. I'm still waiting for narrators for the Imperium Galactic series, first 3 books, but I'm hoping they're not too far away as well. So that's all for now.